Welcome to Buzz. My name is Tony Celzo. We got David Grigsby in the room with Wirth Business Credit. What is Wirth Business Credit?
Wirth Business Credit is a national publicly traded company.
Okay.
Now, I happen to own the franchise for Indianapolis.
Okay.
They provide financing for businesses, primarily through leasing transactions.
Okay, so basically you own a territory that does leasing for like Greater Indianapolis?
Exactly.
Okay.
Equipment leasing. The territory is rather large too.
Okay.
It extends from Bloomington all the way up through the Anderson area. So we have quite a bit of territory there.
Now, David, how'd you get into that?
Well, you know, I started researching the company at the first of 2007 in January. Flew up to see them and
Okay.
talked to them about the business and felt like it was a good business plan, and we moved forward with it.
What's your background to end up in leasing?
I'm a blue-collar guy,
Really?
construction worker. I'm a licensed electrician, and decided to go back to college and study finance
You did?
and management,
Awesome.
indeed. And so, you know, after making some evaluations in that area, I decided that a finance business is what I'd like to do.
Okay, so you're kind of a self-made entrepreneur.
Indeed, indeed.
Awesome. So when you're looking for a prospect, how do we know an ideal client? I mean, you got 1,100 people out here that are trying to help you grow your business. How do we look for a prospect for you? What's the ideal look like?
You know, there are two different aspects to what we do. Obviously, anybody that needs equipment for their business
Okay.
is a candidate for what we do. We also look for companies that have a product that they sell, obviously to the customer, but they need a way to finance that for their customer.
Okay.
And so we step in and we partner with those companies to provide financing for their clients.
Can you give me a couple examples? I mean, that's pretty broad, but what does your ideal look like?
Our first client, I'll give you that example.
Great.
Our first vendor partner was Central Restaurant Products, and they're located at on northwest side. They have 56 inside salesmen. They sell restaurant equipment to the whole country. I went in, sat down, talked to them about what we do, became a preferred lender for their company, and now I do financing for quite a few of their customers.
And that was a good strategic relationship because you enabled their customers to buy more.
Exactly.
By creating a new financing avenue for them, right?
Yeah, and we also allow their salespeople to sell more.
Okay.
One of the things that we do better than everybody else, we're fast.
Okay.
So, you know, the faster that you can close that sale, the faster you can make that deal, the more sales you can make.
Less objections come in, the sales cycle is closed. You know, the smaller the sales cycle, the more you're able to get on to the next customer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So that's one of your values, really, is one of the things that makes you different is closing that sales cycle.
Closing the sales cycle. The other thing I think that we have, which puts us far ahead of our competitors, is the fact that I'm here.
Yeah.
They're able to sit down with me face to face
Not a
on any
telephone.
given deal. Exactly.
Okay.
They know they're going to get me on the phone instead of somebody else every week. And I think that personal relationship and that personal service really creates value.
Okay, now you've got the chance to really look for some strategic partners. Again, we're talking to the entire Rainmaker database. What is a good strategic alliance look like for you?
Strategic alliances for me, and I'll tell you the ones that have been successful so far. Commercial real estate folks.
Okay.
You know, and there's a lot of folks out there that are involved in that. They're perfect strategic alliances for me because they're constantly dealing with people who are making purchases, land purchases and building purchases, and then they need to find financing to finish up that startup business or an existing business.
Okay. Anybody else in particular? Is it anybody like making that strategic advice to those CEOs?
Well, the key word you just said is advice. Any type of business advisor, business coach, accountants, business attorneys, anybody that provides any type of advice or anything like that for a small business is a great strategic alliance for me.
Now, what attracted you to Rainmakers? Why did you get involved?
Well, because you're so cute. No, that's not.
Can you blame them?
The reason that I got involved in Rainmakers and part of my business plan in the beginning was to try to find strategic alliances, form relationships with people in the business world that not only did, you know, I thought I could develop some referral relationships. I also wanted to be around successful business people that could teach me how to be a better business person. And Rainmakers has exceeded my expectations.
Well, you've done a great job for Rainmakers. We really appreciate your role in it. And we just want to kind of, in closing, make sure everybody understands what they can do to help you. You look for businesses that are either selling capital intensive product or service that they can that offering leasing as part of their solution may create more value for their clients.
Exactly.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
And you also look for people who are giving strategic advice to CEOs of businesses that have those same attributes.
Exactly.
And really, accountants, business coaches, business lawyers are really good. If they value their role as a strategic advisor, they're a good person to put in your network.
Exactly.
And then really, what you do better than anybody else from a leasing side is the speed of which you enable to close that deal for them to make sure they know they get financing.
Absolutely.
Wirth Business Credit. You've been Buzz. Appreciate it. Thanks.